Welcome to Confessing the Faith, a theological and devotional walk through the 1689 Baptist Confession of Faith. I'm your host, Sam Waldron, pastor of Grace Reformed Baptist Church in Owensboro, Kentucky, and president of Covenant Baptist Theological Seminary. Today we come to consider chapter 19 of the Confession, which takes up the great biblical and Reformed doctrine of the law of God. There are few subjects about which so much confusion reigns in our day as the law of God. The wise and biblical treatment of this subject given in the 1689 is desperately needed in our day. The subject of this chapter has been a matter of controversy among Calvinistic Baptists. Some have pronounced the confession Presbyterian or legalistic at this point, asserting that its Baptist authors were swayed by historical circumstances to conform to their Presbyterian or Puritan brothers on this issue. Such judgments ignore a reality which has frequently been observed already in this exposition of the confession. The authors of the confession have not been afraid to differ from the Westminster Confession at many significant points and to follow instead the First London Confession. If they were satisfied simply to recite the Westminster Confession's doctrine of the law of God in this chapter, it's because they felt no quarrel with it. The patent unity of the Westminster, the Savoy, and the 1689 in this chapter plainly manifests that there was no conscious difference between the Presbyterians, the Congregationalists, and the particular Baptist on this issue. All held with equal tenacity to the Puritan doctrine of the law of God. The confession lays out its doctrine of the law of God in 7 paragraphs. I will not in this podcast do a detailed or consecutive exposition of each of these paragraphs. Rather, selected major issues raised by it will be addressed, and we will address the following issues in future editions of this podcast. First, the substantial identity of the law written in the heart of Adam and the 10 Commandments. 2, the threefold classification of the law of Moses. 3, the present status of the judicial law. And 4, the inherent obligation of the law of God. I hope you join us to consider these vital issues regarding the law of God.